good education is not what fills your head with facts but what stimulates your curiosity. You then learn for the rest of your life. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Explanation. Neil deGrasse Tyson, a renowned astrophysicist and science communicator, expresses in this quote the idea that education goes beyond mere accumulation of facts and knowledge. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of nurturing curiosity, which serves as a lifelong catalyst for learning. According to Tyson, a good education is not limited to the acquisition of information, but rather focuses on stimulating and nurturing one's natural curiosity about the world. This perspective encourages individuals to ask questions, explore new ideas, and remain inquisitive throughout their lives. The quote aligns with the principles of critical thinking and intellectual growth often associated with atheism. It suggests that education should inspire a sense of wonder and motivate individuals to continually seek knowledge and understanding. I believe the simplest explanation is that there is no God. No one created the universe, and no one directs our fate. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that, I am extremely grateful. Stephen Hawking. Explanation. Stephen Hawking, a renowned theoretical physicist, presents in this quote his perspective on the existence of God and the nature of the universe. He asserts that the simplest explanation is that there is no God, meaning that no higher being created the universe or orchestrates human destiny. Hawking suggests that the universe's existence and its intricate workings can be understood through natural explanations, such as scientific theories and observations. He expresses gratitude for having the opportunity to appreciate the grand design of the universe within the context of our finite lives. This quote reflects Hawking's atheistic worldview, where he sees no evidence or need for a divine creator. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of scientific exploration and understanding the natural processes that govern the universe. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they have been fooled. Mark Twain. Explanation. Samuel Langhorne Clemens, best known by his pen name Mark Twain, was an American writer, humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. He was praised as the greatest humorist the United States has produced, and William Faulkner called him the father of American literature. In this quote, Mark Twain highlights the challenge of changing someone's beliefs or convincing them that they have been deceived. He suggests that it is often easier to deceive people initially than to persuade them to accept the truth once they have been misled. The quote speaks to the vulnerability of human perception and the tendency for people to hold on to their existing beliefs, even in the face of contradictory evidence. Twain implies that once someone has been fooled or misled, it can be difficult to make them realize and accept the truth. The quote can be interpreted as a cautionary statement about critical thinking and the importance of questioning information, beliefs, and claims. It underscores the need to be vigilant and open-minded, willing to challenge and reevaluate one's own beliefs in the pursuit of truth. Live a good life. If there are gods, and they are just, then they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by. If there are gods, but unjust, then you should not want to worship them. If there are no gods, then you will be gone but will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation. Marcus Aurelius Antoninus was Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD and a Stoic philosopher. He was the last of the rulers known, non-contemporaneously, as the Five Good Emperors and the last emperor of the Pax Romana, an age of relative peace, calmness, and stability for the Roman Empire lasting from 27 BC to 180 AD. In this quote, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and philosopher, reflects on the concept of living a virtuous life and the potential existence of gods. He presents a pragmatic perspective on religion and the afterlife. Aurelius suggests that the ultimate measure of a person's worthiness should be based on the virtues they embody and the moral principles they uphold, rather than the degree of their religious devotion. He proposes that if gods exist and are just, they would value one's actions and character over religious rituals. Conversely, if gods exist but are unjust, he argues that worshipping them would be unwarranted. Lastly, if there are no gods, he asserts that a noble life lived in accordance with virtues will leave a lasting legacy in the memories of loved ones. The quote reflects a secular humanistic perspective, emphasizing the importance of ethical conduct, personal integrity, and the impact one's actions have on others. It suggests that the pursuit of a virtuous life is valuable regardless of religious beliefs or the existence of a higher power. Pretending to know things that you do not know is the lifeblood of religion. Sam Harris. Explanation. In this quote, Sam Harris, an author, neuroscientist, and prominent atheist, criticizes the tendency within religion to assert knowledge and certainty about matters that cannot be objectively known. Harris suggests that religious beliefs often rely on faith rather than evidence or rational inquiry, by stating that pretending to know things one does not know is the lifeblood of religion. Harris implies that religious systems heavily rely on unsubstantiated claims and dogmas. He suggests that faith, which entails believing without sufficient evidence, is a central component of religious belief. The quote reflects Harris's perspective that critical thinking and intellectual honesty should be valued over blind adherence to religious doctrines. It encourages individuals to question and scrutinize claims presented by religions, and highlights the potential dangers of accepting unfounded beliefs as absolute truths. I'm not a religious person. I would call myself an atheist. I don't have a good story behind it. I'm just reasonable. Anthony Jeselnik. Explanation. Anthony Jeselnik is an American comedian, writer, actor, and producer. He is known for his dark comedy style, which emphasizes ironic misdirection, non-sequiturs, biting insults, and arrogant demeanor, and a stage persona that frequently takes amoral or psychopathic stances. In this quote, comedian Anthony Jeselnik humorously and succinctly expresses his stance as an atheist. He states that he does not have a dramatic or elaborate story behind his atheism. Instead, he identifies as an atheist simply because he considers himself reasonable. Jeselnik's statement suggests that he sees atheism as a rational position based on critical thinking and an absence of belief in a higher power or religious doctrines. He humorously contrasts the lack of a compelling narrative behind his atheism with the sometimes elaborate conversion stories or personal experiences that individuals may attribute to their religious beliefs. The quote reflects Jeselnik's straightforward and direct approach to his atheism, emphasizing that it is based on reason and logical thinking rather than on emotional or spiritual experiences. It conveys the idea that one does not necessarily need a profound or transformative event to arrive at atheism. Rather, a commitment to rationality and critical evaluation can lead to a rejection of religious beliefs. Those who can make you believe absurdities, can make you commit atrocities. Voltaire. Explanation. Voltaire, a prominent Enlightenment philosopher and writer, expressed this idea in his quote. He suggests that those who are capable of convincing others to believe in absurd or irrational ideas can also lead them to commit atrocities. The quote highlights the power of persuasion and manipulation in influencing human behavior. It implies that when individuals are convinced to accept absurd or false beliefs without questioning, they become vulnerable to being manipulated or misled into committing harmful or immoral acts. By emphasizing the connection between belief and action, Voltaire suggests that critical thinking and skepticism are essential for preventing such negative outcomes. Voltaire's quote serves as a reminder to be cautious and discerning in our acceptance of ideas and beliefs. It encourages individuals to question and critically evaluate information presented to them, particularly when it involves extraordinary claims or demands. By cultivating a mindset that values rationality and evidence-based thinking, one can guard against being swayed by unfounded beliefs that may have dangerous consequences. Only an evil God would take such great pains to conceal itself, then punish those who mistake it for nature. Anonymous. Explanation. This quote suggests a critical perspective on the concept of a hidden or elusive deity. It posits that if a God exists but deliberately obscures its presence, only to punish those who mistake its creation for natural phenomena, then such a God would be characterized as evil. The quote questions the motivations and ethics of a deity that would intentionally deceive and penalize its creation for honest mistakes in perceiving its existence. The statement can be interpreted as a critique of religious beliefs that assert a divine being's existence but require faith or interpretive leaps without providing tangible evidence or clear signs of its presence. It challenges the notion of an all-knowing, benevolent deity who punishes individuals for not recognizing or worshipping it despite its deliberate concealment. This quote aligns with a skeptical or atheistic perspective, highlighting the logical inconsistency and moral implications of a deity who remains hidden and punishes those who fail to recognize it. It questions the concept of divine justice and raises doubts about the motivations and nature of a God that operates in such a manner. The God of the Old Testament is arguably the most unpleasant character in all fiction, jealous and proud of it, a petty, unjust, unforgiving control freak, a vindictive, bloodthirsty ethnic cleanser, a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, infanticidal, genocidal, filicidal, pestilential, megalomaniacal, sadomasochistic, capriciously malevolent bully. Richard Dawkins. Explanation. Richard Dawkins FRSL is a British evolutionary biologist and author. He is an Emeritus Fellow of New College, Oxford, and was Professor for Public Understanding of Science in the University of Oxford from 1995 to 2008. This quote, attributed to Richard Dawkins, presents a strong critique of the character attributed to the God of the Old Testament in religious texts. It portrays this depiction of God as highly unpleasant, exhibiting qualities such as jealousy, pettiness, injustice, lack of forgiveness, vindictiveness, and a propensity for violence and destruction. The quote highlights a range of negative attributes including misogyny, homophobia, racism, infanticide, genocide, filicide, pestilence, megalomania, sadomasochism, and capricious malevolence. The quote reflects Dawkins' perspective as an outspoken atheist and critic of religious beliefs. It expresses a highly critical view of the God portrayed in the Old Testament, challenging traditional religious narratives and interpretations. By emphasizing the negative qualities attributed to this deity, the quote questions the morality and ethical implications of worshipping such a God. As an atheist quote, it serves to provoke thought and discussion about the nature of the divine as depicted in religious texts. It challenges believers to critically examine the attributes and actions ascribed to their deity, encouraging a re-evaluation of the concept of God and the moral implications associated with the religious doctrines. No one is dumb who is curious. Those who refrain from asking questions remain clueless throughout their lives. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Explanation. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an American astrophysicist, author, and science communicator. Tyson studied at Harvard University, the University of Texas at Austin, and Columbia University. From 1991 to 1994, he was a postdoctoral research associate at Princeton University. This quote, attributed to Neil deGrasse Tyson, emphasizes the importance of curiosity and questioning in intellectual growth and development. It suggests that intelligence is not determined by one's existing knowledge, or lack thereof, but rather by the willingness to be curious and ask questions. According to Tyson, those who have a natural curiosity and seek answers through questioning are not ignorant or unintelligent. The quote encourages a mindset of active inquiry and a thirst for knowledge. It suggests that by asking questions and seeking answers, individuals can expand their understanding and avoid remaining uninformed or clueless. It highlights the value of curiosity as a driving force for personal growth, learning, and the acquisition of knowledge. As an atheist quote, it aligns with the notion of critical thinking and rational inquiry often associated with atheism. It promotes a mindset of skepticism and encourages individuals to question beliefs, including religious ones, in order to gain a deeper understanding of the world.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of atheist quotes and critical thinking. I hope you found value in the discussions and insights we've explored together. Remember to hit the subscribe button and enable notifications to stay connected and receive updates whenever new content is available. Let's continue to challenge assumptions, ignite curiosity, and embrace the power of reason and knowledge. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.